Good evening. So we're back. I know it's been a couple of weeks. It's just been hectic. So I was going to be doing something on the Springer today, something I've been talking about, and then came to the realization today that by the time I'm done, I'm going to need some zip ties I don't currently have. And those are going to be the Christmas tree zip ties. For those of you who don't know, it's these ones here. You know, they zip tie the wires and then they just go into the bars with a Christmas tree. You know, I don't have any of those. I'm going to need 3 or 4 of them. So I'll either order them off Amazon or I'll dip down to my local shop and see if they'll let me buy half a dozen off of them. Since they did spot me these ones before, I can't ask for more free stuff from a shop, you know, just help them out a bit. So we're going to pause on this. I am going to get those coming because I know that some of you are in the comment section wanting to see more of the Springer. And I don't have much for it. I got one project that I've been putting off for months, and it's going to happen. Please be patient. At the moment, I'm still having way too much fun with the Street Glide, even though my wallet is screaming at me to stop. But we're not going to stop. Can't stop. So, got a couple of things going on, but today we're going to retool. I went out to Harley and spent money. So, what I did have is going to get sidelined for the next video. I'm waiting on some more stuff to show up. I put in an order and got some of it, but not all of it. So I'm hoping that'll be showing up next week, week after. I don't know. It'll show up when it shows up. So let me spin you around, show you what we got going on. It's something everybody's been seeing, so it's nothing new. But it's new for me. It's new for us. So come with me on this journey. And we're spinning. So we got an air cleaner, but rather than the big snorkel like what I did have on the last Street Glide and then on the Fat Boy and then back on the Street Glide, I went with the Wedge style. That one there, the Screamin Eagle Extreme Wedge. This is. So opted for the chrome. Originally I was looking at doing the Trask air cleaner, the round one in a raw finish, but I think because I've got so much chrome in that immediate area shy of the stainless pipe, which by the way, I love the color that's turning, all for, you know, the top curve and the behind the rear jug. But I love how that's coming out. So we're gonna get that ugly ass wedge out of there, replace it with this far better wedge. And me being me, there's no guarantee it's gonna stay this way. I may end up still going with the Trask, but I don't know. Maybe there'll be a resale value on this setup more so than there is on my old snorkel that doesn't fit anything I own anymore. Sad. Anyway, so got everything opened up. We got our gaskets, got a cone thing, I don't know. This is our replacement breather that's gonna thread in somewhere. Right there. So and it's already pre-lubed for ease. Got our hardware, which consists of a 5/32 Allen, a 3/16 Allen, and a 5/16 12 point for these guys here. So remember, if the socket head is a 12 point, use a 12 point socket, otherwise you might round some stuff out. But everything else here is Allen. Peel and stick gasket, which is likely gonna go here, or here, or here. It's gonna go, oh, hey, look at that. It's gonna go there because, you know, it's got the little notch in the gasket and a notch in the backer plate. So we're gonna start by yoinking that cover off using our 3/16 Allen. Get that out and pull the air cleaner out and see what's behind there and pick up from there. All right, cover off. Just took that one bolt out, this monstrosity, and then just pull that off, set it aside, and there's what we're left with. There's our low flow air cleaner. And so let's see, I've watched this done, but hopefully it's as easy to do as I've seen. Just kind of wiggle, square, pull. There we go. All right, well, that wasn't bad. And look at that. Almost 1,000 miles. Actually, we're probably just over 800 miles. Doesn't look half bad. Who knows, you know? We'll put that in the takeoff box. That's, you know, up there. And sit on it for a minute. So, got that out. We got some more bolts. Some more Torx in here. Probably a Torx 27. So, let me grab a T27, figure out what size that is. And we got one up top here. That should be the same T27. So, let me grab some more tools and we'll go from there again. Some progress has been made. So we got these two bolts out. They were a 9/16 and holy white Loctite, Batman. I mean, damn. But got those loose. These are in fact a T27. So I already popped the one up top. I'm gonna pop these two, and with a little bit of a, this should come away. Probably have to clean up the throttle body to remove any remaining gasket material. And then I think there's actually going to be a bracket behind this we have to remove, just like on the 19 that stretches from what used to be the, you know, breather port on each jug that isn't a breather port anymore. So, and actually I know when we pull this away, there's going to be a breather hose tucked up top. So I'm going to have to grab and pull and twist and do all, pretty much shy of everything but bop it. So let me keep spinning out some screws here and pull a breather hose, and I will check back in with you when we get to that bracket that I was talking about, provided I don't forget. All right, airbox off. Did end up having to grab a pair of pliers, some needle nose down there, just to grab a hold of this hose so I can hold on to this while twisting the airbox and kind of trying to walk this off. And it came, and there is just a little bit of fluid in it. Probably because I wrote it today. It's probably just some condensation because it looks like water. So no gasket material was left behind. And I don't know. I mean, it looks like they might have just switched to a silicone or a rubber gasket back here. So rather than what we're going to put on. Yeah. But either way, I'm still going to, wipe that down. Probably with a little bit of alcohol. And we'll start the reassembly. I was expecting a bracket that spanned from here to here that I had on the 19 that isn't here. But you can see now that the throttle body, they did clock it probably, 45-ish degrees and recessed it further into the motor, which is why my old snorkel that I wanted to use won't work because of how these three holes are now. It used to be kind of clocked this way a little bit. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I didn't want to cheap out and go with some knockoff Chinesium air cleaner. Plus, there's really just not a whole lot out for some parts for these newer bikes. So had to bite the bullet. Didn't have to be Harley, but I was there. They had one I liked. And, choices were made, good, bad, or otherwise. So anyway, let me wipe this up and we'll head over to the workbench and figure out what our next step is. All right, so back to the workbench. I do have the directions sitting here, but I'm more of a picture kind of guy. So, but that being said, this ring here, I didn't know what it was. It's a throttle body adapter. So, fun fact, your gasket is a peel and stick. And in this, you've got 3 dimples, so which correspond with the 3 dimples here. Now, on one side, you can see it's nice and smooth, kind of a conical shape. And on the back side, you've got like a shoulder there. Shoulder is going to go into the throttle body. And you just kind of press that into place. And then take your gasket. Now, you do the peel and stick, but you got to get that got to put it in here this order because this gasket here covers these dimples. So if you do the gasket first, then this throttle body adapter, you're gonna call it some names. So adapter first, then gasket, then a sip of beer or whiskey, and then we'll thread this in right here, and then we should be able to start putting some bolts in. So exciting. All right, backer plate on. You do end up reusing these whatever size they were bolts, the 9/16 bolts that we took out. And then here's where it gets interesting. You got two cap head bolts that are the smaller size, which were the 5/32 that go down here. And then the bigger cap head screw, that's the 3/16, is the one that you put in up top. So, and then make sure that this cone here lines up with the throttle. Otherwise, if you hear a surprise crunch, ask me how I know, it means that something's not aligned. So everything comes back off, realign, reapply, and then, you know, put these in loosely, then all three of these loose, and just kind of go around and snug things down even so everything just kind of sets back in. Everything did get blue Loctite, so nothing should come loose. We got our breather reattached in here. So that was actually all pretty easy. So let me go grab the filter element, 3 more bolts. Those are our 12 point, whatever size they were, and try to start wrapping this up. All right, there we go. So this is going to be fun when it comes time to re-oil, because this filter and this filter are two totally separate and independent elements. So I have found that putting this one into the grooves on the ring filter kind of, I think, was a little bit easier than trying to balance and fit and fiddle and finagle. So, but it all fits in real well. It is pre-oiled, which is actually kind of a nice little time saver. But fun fact, I didn't realize this until I was cinching everything down, is these 12-point 5/16 bolts. You're probably not gonna be able to see that, but they're ARP bolts. I don't know how to make this thing focus. Anyway, yeah, all 3 of these are ARP 12-point 5/16 bolts, which is kind of handy considering I did the ARP perch clamp bolts up top from Thrashin. So, and man, I'll tell you, this is my first experience with ARP, but these things feel solid. I'm impressed. I understand now why all the hype about them. Don't think I'm going to be swapping everything on the bike to ARP, because damn things ain't cheap. But so that's it for that install. Everything is tight with Loctite, but there is no torque spec. I mean, it's all listed in the directions, but if you guys were around for, shimmy here, for that, yeah, nope, Loctite, wrist tight, walk away. So not about to snap any more bolts. Lesson learned the hard way. So now I know everybody back there in the YouTube world is telling me, hey, you've done your pipes, you've done your exhaust, you got to tune it now, right? Yes. Technically, I probably should have tuned it when I did this shorty 2-into-1 pipe, because I feel like it's been running kind of fat since I did it, because I get a fair amount of decel pop, and I don't like that. It sounds tacky to me. So because DynoJet is, by all appearances, dragging their feet on getting tunes out for the 23.5 and up touring bikes, I had to bite the bullet, and I got the stupid Screamin Eagle tuner just to try to lean this thing out to get it to run a little bit better. So now we got our high flow air cleaner, we got our high flow exhaust with no cat. Got to tune the bike. So yet again bought another Screamin' Eagle tuner, which I hear they're not so bad anymore, but you're still EPA compliant, and you know, EPA. So let's hop into this. Hey, stickers! And more wrapping paper. Hold on. There we go. So that's the new module. Substantially smaller than the last one that I had. You know, that big old one that was like the size of this box or a little bigger. So, but when I got rid of the 19, I sent that tuner down the road with it because it was married to that bike. Wasn't going to do me any good anymore. So whoever gets the bike, at least they'll have a Harley EPA tuner that they can hold down a stack of papers with like I did. So anyway, so I'm not going to do any of this on camera because there's enough other videos out there that I don't think you need to watch this, you know, fat kid try to figure out technology. But I believe it's on the low side cover. You pop that off, you gain access to the data port. If it's not on the low side, then it's going to be on the high. It's going to be on one of the two sides. 50-50. I'm going to shoot for low side because that's where it used to be. Plug it in, download the app to my phone, update the app, and then I should be able to get into the phone and tell it what I've done. You know, high flow and 2-into-1. And then bike will cycle, power off, power on. And I believe there's some sort of an auto tune type feature. So I'm just going to leave this plugged into the bike, at least for the time being, and see what kind of auto tuning it can do. I don't think it's going to be anything like what DynoJet can do. Sure as hell isn't going to be anything like Thundermax or Impact Wiring Solutions, the Fuel Pack, yeah, all those other ones. I don't know. So I'm hoping that DynoJet figures it out because that's the tune I want. That's the one that's going to do what I want it to do, namely get this governor off the bike. You know, being governed out at 107 is not great for my closed course track days. So that's it. I mean, it's real simple, and it's probably 30-45 minutes, you know, mostly just fiddling around and recording and just taking my time. I don't care. It's late. I'm on vacation. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. Questions, comments, concerns, let me know. And with any luck, the next video will be a Springer. If not, we know it'll be a Street Glide. So that's it. We'll catch you guys later. See ya.